Hello. Hi, everyone. Warm welcome into this session on personal narratives for impact. And I wanted to start out by saying thank you. I want to thank you for your attention. Think about it. You took time out of your day to come to this event. You looked through the program of the day and decided to move your entire body into this room and spend a moment with me here. That's pretty huge. And in the words of Simone Weil, attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. But we live in the attention economy where we hustle for attention. And we get busy thinking about stuff like, what sticks? What catches your attention? What is one word people are interested in right now? Turns out that stuff quickly becomes quite predictable and similar. Information just passes over your head and we zoom out and hear nothing of what was said. But then something unexpected comes, and that's what sticks. And maybe it's the thing that's a bit ambiguous or even poetically formulated. Recently, I heard the Swedish comedian Emil Jensen talk about how he'd been paying attention to the stuff people write in public toilets. Things like, be yourself, call to dick. And I giggle about the fact that those words really hasn't changed since I was a kid. Designed to capture my attention, and yet it does nothing to me. But then there was this quote that stuck. Is there a life before death? Someone wrote. Sad and a bit surprising. And of course, someone had missed the sad poetry of it all and went in to correct it. They had crossed over the before and instead added after. It's called Is There a Life After Death? Besserwissers, klugscheissers, know-it-alls, without finesse or feeling, existed well before social media, and as this example shows, is also alive and kicking outside of the internet. And I'm surprised we haven't found cave paintings with a thick line over the water buffalo, replaced by a horse? Or runestones corrected with, no, it wasn't Tore who wrote this, it was his brother Eric. Because right should be right? We do have a hard time accepting what is different. It should be as it has always been. Or it should be like everyone else is doing it. And I wonder if that's why things turn so formulaic when we get to express ourselves. On public toilets, in our LinkedIn feeds, or in podcasts. Add on the information overload that we're all tackling with into this mix, and all the stuff to do, and we honestly have a pretty toxic cycle. So that's all I had to say today. Enjoy your day. Kidding. There's more coming, don't worry. I believe that our personal narratives can carry that power of ambiguity. Because when we pay attention to what is going on with us, it probably means that you're not the only one experiencing this. And I think stories also play the role of reviewing the narratives of our time. In my first podcast, I set out to tell other stories about people living with cancer. I had paid attention to how cancer was talked about in society and how it created this box that neither me or my husband, who was fighting pancreatic cancer, felt we were fitting into. So we set out to tell those other stories. I interviewed people in 13 countries around the world about their experiences of cancer. I looked for the humor, the awkward and weird moments, love, but also the heroic act of just living through cancer and daring to do things a bit differently. And people loved that series. I won awards for it. People still listen to it. So I must have found my formula. Keep doing the same thing? No. because I paid attention to my attention and realized that a comment from a young artist based in Brooklyn told me the story of my next move.
At the very beginning, people I didn't know very well would be like, "Oh, you're an inspiration to us all. You know, good for you for surviving. And, you know, like, your story is really helping me to live." And, I'd be like, I was just sitting here and then I got run over by this and now I'm just like trying to survive.
Sarah opened up one day to her best friend and mentioned these thoughts she'd been having.
He was like, "Oh, well, you don't want the burden of their hopes for you." And I was like, I mean, honestly, I don't. Had my series contributed to the pressure we all feel today of living our best lives? Since I've published that, Instagram has exploded with authenticity quotes. So I realized it was time to reshape the narrative. We don't need more inspirational stories. And frankly, we don't need more things to do. My attention was pulling me towards even more authentic, vulnerable discussions on cancer, which is my follow-up project and continuation of my survival story. It is called Dare to Live With It. And it deconstructs the life lessons of a self-help book to see how they work in real life, in between two best friends. So I got my now ex-husband Martin back on the mic, together with his best friend Joya, who's here today, I think. Hi, Joya. In each session, they revealed themselves a little bit more to each other. So I want to encourage you to do this. Pay attention to your attention. Where is it going and why? Trust that path. And understand the story it tells you about the time you live in. Don't be boring. Don't be formulaic. Be you. Pay attention and dare to share what you see. Dare to be a bit more specific with your ideas. Tell things as it is. Who knows? Someone might hear their truth in that. And for me, that's the magic of storytelling. Can we twist what's expected of us? Invite people into something new. Say something a bit different. That brings me to today's 4 participants. They have been working with me all spring on their podcast projects. All of them came to me with a brave mission of doing something a bit different, without exactly knowing where it would lead them.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I met Sawyer overweight. Yeah.
I started at the okay, now I see.
And mind you, they are testing this live format, speaking out their story in front of an audience with all these audio, special effects, music and pacing. They're doing all of that for the very first time.
Why don't we all step out and go, why don't you join me?
My wrist.
Would you like to join
And
me?
we were laughing or something.
Better.
Yeah.
Would you like to join me?
So I need you to be a very supportive group of people to make this a safe space for them to stretch their comfort zone in this way. So today you'll hear from changemakers, just like yourselves, working on the following topics. Michelle came to me and said, I want to help changemakers process the emotions of change work. Evgenia wanted to concretize her podcast project and develop her storytelling skills. Heidi simply said, I want to own my own podcast. And Jay said, I want to steer the podcast I own into a new direction that feels more like me. I look so much forward to introducing their work to you. And hopefully, we will all be worthy of your attention. Thank you.